Hey guys, welcome back to Father and Son Investing, the channel that encourages you to get the young people in your life investing. I just finished working. It's a little bit before 5 in the morning. I'm getting ready to go to sleep, but I wanted to check on Transmedics to see if they'd gotten anything from the FDA, and they announced something, so I wanted to be able to share that news with you. I'm going to do that and then launch this video and hit the sack. So let's talk about Transmedics briefly. I did a video about it just a couple of weeks ago, but essentially Transmedics has some machines that they've created that will help support organs during their process of getting transferred from the organ donor to the organ recipient. Now, most of the time those organs get placed on ice, and Transmedics has developed a machine to do that for the lung, which has already received FDA approval and is being used. Now they are working on getting FDA approval for the OCS Heart machine. So on April 6th, the FDA subcommittee met and reviewed the OCS Heart, and now we have their result. So Transmedics has on their website the announcement of the positive FDA advisory committee vote for the OCS Heart system. Now keep in mind, this does not mean FDA approval. This is just the subcommittee recommending approval. So there was a vote of the panelists, interesting vote. The panel voted 12-5 with one abstaining that the benefits of the OCS Heart system outweigh its risks. The panel voted 10-6 with 2 abstaining that there is reasonable assurance that the OCS Heart system is effective. Here's the one that's really close. The panel voted 9-7 with 2 abstaining that there is reasonable assurance that the OCS Heart system is safe. Now, keep in mind that the subcommittee has independent opinions, and it is not a binding recommendation for the FDA, so the FDA can still disapprove this. But it is a positive sign. There's some nice quotes in here from some of the researchers who are working on this OCS Heart. There's one from a surgeon at Duke that says, "For decades we have talked about heart transplant being supply limited. If approved by the FDA, the use of OCS Heart system for extended donor criteria and DCD hearts, those are hearts that coming from cardiac death patients rather than brain dead patients, we can access to a significantly greater suitable donor pool." I think he meant donor pool, said Dr. Jacob Schroeder, a surgical director of heart transplantation at Duke University. Dr. Farr, who's the medical director of transplant program at Columbia University, she said the potential opportunity to expand the donor pool for our heart transplant candidates using the Transmedics device in select patients would be a major advance in the field of heart transplantation. So what can we expect from the stock now? So here's what an analyst of Transmedics had to say about whether they received approval or didn't receive approval. It says, Lupton expects the stock to open 15 to 20% lower on Wednesday if the FDA news is negative. And if the panel votes yes, Lupton says he expects the stock to be up at least 20 to 25% on Wednesday. If approval comes, I think this is a $55 to $60 stock in the next month and a half, he said. So pay attention to the pre-market this morning, and when the stock opens, I think it closed right around 34. Of course, trading was halted yesterday because of the FDA advisory committee. Just so you understand what it is that we're looking for finally from the FDA, it's called a pre-market approval, PMA. Some of you may be familiar with the 510K process that companies like Nanox and Endra are trying to do. This is something very different because these are Class 3 devices. A Class 3 device is meant to support or sustain human life. Substantial importance in preventing it. It states, due to the level of risk associated with Class 3 devices, the FDA has determined that general and special controls alone are insufficient. Therefore, the devices require pre-market approval application in order to obtain marketing approval. So this particular process is a lot more involved because it is essentially a life support type of system. It states that the PMA is the most stringent type of device marketing application required by the FDA. When the FDA vote will take place is unknown at this time. So what else can we expect for Transmedics in the rest of 2021? Well, now they're going to turn some of their attention to the OCS liver. This is a device that will support liver transplants until they can be placed into the recipient, similar to OCS Heart and OCS Lung. And then, of course, I mentioned in my previous video that OCS Kidney essentially will be coming soon as well. They'll also be working on the approval for the DCD indication for the OCS Heart. That's the hearts that come from cardiac death donors. That was not included in the pre-market approval advisory committee process done yesterday, although they were reviewing the data, but that application has not been done for DCD hearts. There's still some work to do on that. Okay, then that's it for Transmedics. So the result of the committee again, in a kind of a tight vote on, at least on the safety of the device, the committee recommended the device, and now we wait for the FDA to make their final decision on the pre-market approval. Get the young people in your life investing. This is another great stock that they could invest in now that years from now may be worth a bundle. Until next time, enjoy your investing.